If you're really serious about learning Chinese, I highly suggest that you come to China or other places where Chinese is widely spoken.
So today I'm standing in the front of the North Campus #1 at Capital Normal University. Today I want to take some time to talk a little bit about the experience I had here and why you might or might not like this school. Are going to be attending this school during the fall or are thinking about studying abroad in China, definitely watch this video so you can understand what it is like. Let's go check it out. This here is the International Cultural Plaza, which is where the international students live and take most of their classes. As you can see, in the middle there are a lot of steps, are usually filled with people sitting, listening to music, having a good time, relaxing. It's really just kind of a positive, fun atmosphere where you can meet a lot of people from all over the world. In the middle, that weird spaceship looking thing is an auditorium, and underneath is a swimming pool. As you can see here, there are two bridges which connect the classroom building and the dormitory building together. The classroom building is on the left and the dormitory building is on the right. All right, let's go inside. Okay, so here is the lobby. As you can see, we have a reception desk and some couches. There is also a convenience store right here where you can buy any kind of food you want. Now we are on the 9th floor of the dormitory, and I live inside of one of those bridge thingies that connect the classroom building and the dormitory building. Inside the bridge, one side is single-person rooms and the other side of the hallway is four-person rooms. This semester I decided to live in a four-person room because I do not have a scholarship and it was a little bit cheaper. Right now my one roommate is gone and I had two other roommates that left and went home already for the semester. So here it is. As you can see, there are 4 beds. That's mine. It's really messy. I'm getting ready to go back to America. So there's my stuff. And I will show you the view that I have out the window. Come over here. Okay, so pretty much I can just see the top of the auditorium and the building across and some trees which are over the road. Next to the school is the 3rd Ring Road, and I kind of don't like it because it's really loud all night long. But it's okay because I don't sleep with the window open anyways because of pollution, and I usually sleep with earplugs. Now I'll take you in to see the rest of the room. These are some desks, and for some reason we have a 90s TV. I don't really know why. We've never used it once. No one ever uses them. So that needs updating. In the 2-person and 1-person rooms, there are some better TVs, but those cost more money to rent. So here is the mattress, and as you can see, it's not really much of a mattress at all, and there's no cushion. And that's just kind of the life you live here if you come to China. The 2-person rooms have a thicker mattress, which is essentially like sleeping on a box spring. It's really firm and really hard. There's a weird thing in China where they believe that not sleeping on a hard mattress is bad for your back. So yeah, here is my bathroom. So we have a sink. A lot of stuff is cluttery, you know, not really an organized place. As you can see, it's just all floor, towel rack, and just a shower. And it's just like literally directly on the floor. It's the weirdest thing. So yeah, it doesn't really keep the water within the shower area very well, and it takes a while for all the water to get into the drain, and we have to use these mops. And plus, if we look really closely here, you can see it's a little dirty. And it was like that in both of my rooms when I came here. There's some of this mold and just a little dirt right here. I bleached the floor a couple of times just because I'm a bit of a germaphobe. But as you can see, it's definitely looking kind of third world in here. So yeah, that's the bathroom. The good thing is though that the water is always hot. And for drinking water, I just drink out of these water bottles. So yeah, it's different, it's fun. I enjoy the experience. This is the two-person room I was talking about. You can see they have a nice TV, a desk, a better bed, and a wonderful view of the city and the soccer field. The bathroom is much cleaner because there are only 2 people using it. However, there is still some dirt in the corner, but that's pretty usual for China. There are maids that come here a few times a week to clean, which is nice. Okay, so this is shot from inside the classroom building. That's the stairs down the main plaza with the dorm right across, and I'll take you into one of the classrooms so you can see what it looks like. Honestly, it kind of just reminded me of a high school classroom with lots of chairs and a blackboard, just like you would see anywhere in the USA. So here it is, pretty simple. You have a TV screen in the back and a blackboard at the front of the room. And then our window over here has a view of the street below and a bit of a view into the city. Okay, so now that we're here, I'll just talk to you a little bit about the experience that I had.
So let me just start by saying that I really enjoyed my time here at Capital Normal University in Beijing, and I'm sure anyone that came here would really like it too. That being said, there are definitely some things that could be better. I don't think there's really any university out there that's completely perfect. I was here as a language student for 2 semesters, and it was really good. I learned a lot of Chinese. I started out being okay, like having really broken Chinese, but I quickly gained proficiency, and now I feel like I am entry-level fluent in Chinese, which is saying a lot because I only started taking classes in Chinese again about a year and a half ago. So it improved very quickly, and now I can have full-blown conversations, make negotiations, and my vocabulary is still improving and will continue to improve as I go back to the US and get ready to come back here to a different city in the fall to continue my bachelor's degree. I did not come as a part of an exchange program like a lot of people do, and I always got asked that, like, are you an exchange student? Are you an exchange student? And technically I'm not, because I just came here as a part of a language program with this university, not officially attached to any American university, despite having a professor at my university that recommended this program to me. The students here were really good. Some of them were kind of partiers, didn't really do much. Others are really smart, came from top-notch universities. I met kids from Duke, Columbia, Vanderbilt, Colgate, USC. There was also some kids from the University of Toronto, Goldsmiths University in London, and the kids from Western countries came from some of the best universities in their country. On the other hand, there were a lot of kids from a lot of developing countries, and they're really nice, really cool people, here to learn Chinese, working really hard. A lot of the kids from all of the countries I've mentioned are here on full or partial scholarships from either the Chinese government, their government, so they didn't have to worry about money or anything, which was nice for them, and they were really able to focus on their study. I really liked the friends that I made here, and honestly, I couldn't have asked for better friends. perfect. The teachers were good for the most part. There were a few that had some pretty questionable teaching methods or lacked experience, which is okay. They can get better, but it was really affordable for tuition. I only paid about $1,500 per semester just for tuition, which is pretty good compared to what they charge at a lot of universities in the US for comparable English teaching programs. I would say in terms of Chinese universities, this is a really good school. I went to some other universities that seem to be a little bit more clean and organized. And I think that honestly this university isn't very well funded, but it has a lot to offer if you're looking to learn Chinese. The big problem that I ran into was there were a few rules in the school that were not well enforced. Sometimes people smoked inside the bathrooms or the hallways or stairwells, which was really annoying, so that really bothered me. That's kind of a thing across China as a whole. I really wish that smokers in China would be a little bit more respectful to people who don't smoke, who wish to not have smoky air in their body. When I first arrived here, I got put in a room right away, and it hadn't been cleaned before I arrived, and there was a lot of mold on the ceiling. I did a video call with my mom and she freaked out because she saw all the mold and was like, "Can you sleep in there? Is that like safe?" And I was fine, but it was a little unpleasant, and I wish that they would have deep cleaned the room before I arrived. I showed you inside of the bathroom and there was a lot of mold in the corners too. I guess bleach wasn't really a thing when they were cleaning here. We're a lot more sensitive about that in the United States. I was fine, I never got sick, but a lot of other kids did, and overall I'm a pretty healthy person. The day after I got there, some people came and they painted over the mold with white paint, which didn't necessarily solve the problem, but at least I didn't have to look at it. I also want to express how much I enjoyed living in Beijing. This city is really cool. There's a lot of really wonderful people here and made wonderful relationships that are going to help me for the rest of my life. I met good Samaritans time after time, people just helping me. One time I left my wallet on the subway. It was given back to me 2 days later by someone all the way at the other end of the city. There's a lot of good people here. That being said, you need to be careful at night. I've heard of people getting robbed. It can be dangerous, so just look out for stuff like that. Beijing is a great place to learn Chinese as they have an accent which is considered widely used and standard for China. A lot of people are probably going to disagree with me on that. I feel like it was a good foundation for me to learn the other accents and dialects of Chinese. I came to China having studied Chinese in the US for 4 years, some in middle school, some in high school, and then a while later some in college. As you know, Chinese is a really complicated and difficult language to study. I was fascinated by it always as I was learning it. I really enjoyed it, and I was really grateful to finally be able to come to China and get the language learning environment that I wanted. It made a huge difference, and if you're really serious about learning Chinese, I highly suggest that you come to China or other places where Chinese is widely spoken. That being said, there were a lot of students here who isolated themselves from other Chinese people and just hung around people from their home country and didn't really get enough experience practicing the language. I strongly advise against this. If you come to China and you're not going to speak Chinese with native speakers, then don't come. Like you would just get the same amount of learning elsewhere, you know. You're here because you want to talk to Chinese people. So it's up to you to make that happen. Personally, I liked to talk to my taxi drivers, sometimes workers in stores or in restaurants. I also made a lot of good friends with Chinese university students and found that it was easier for us to talk in Chinese than it was in English, as my Chinese has gotten to that point. So that brought me a really long ways as we were able to hang out, do fun things. I received help with my homework assignments, and it was really wonderful, and I want to thank all of those students for helping. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video about my school and my experience here. It was wonderful to be at this school, and I want to thank everyone that was a part of my experience. Please stay subscribed and like this video. I will be posting more in the future, so I hope you will continue to support me and my channel.